like it.
Hi, everyone. All right, so this is Clients First Network Group. This is something that we started doing online now for the last, it's been what, like 2 months now? All right, so yeah, it's been, like last 2 months so we've been doing online. If you know anybody that's looking at network in San Diego County, feel free to reach out to any of us on the platform. It's a constant changing group. We do have a core of people, but yeah, it's constantly changing. Let me take Alton off before I get on. All right, why don't we introduce yourself? Christine, you want to jump first?
Yes, Christine Walker, Legal Shield. We have legal services and identity theft protection for individuals and business owners.
Jeff Crawl, Fifth Power Consulting. I help business owners build their ideal business so they have more time, freedom to live their ideal life.
You're not on the toilet, are you, Alton?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Are you on the toilet? Oh, okay.
No.
I was like, wow. No. I was
I did.
He's doing a workout. He's getting his workout in.
No, I did. That's hilarious. I did sit down, but no, I'm just moving around, man. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
No problem. All right, why don't you introduce yourself? It went viral, man. If you would have been on the toilet, I've been viral.
Brother, I'm not on the toilet, man. Stop. But we can have some fun with this. Make sure you put this on social media. That'd be funny. Alton Hall, Foundation Escrow, Business Development Manager, Foundation Escrow, Residential and Commercial Escrow.
Perfect. Vincent Enriquez, go by Vinny, residential real estate in San Diego County, helping you buy and sell residential property. If you are watching right now and you have a comment, something to say, feel free to comment on here. We'd love to kind of get feedback. So we have Kevin Thomas. He is presenting today, and he's taking care of 2 young ones, and so he runs a little late sometimes. So just FYI, bear. Before we get on to Kevin, let's jump into each ideal referral, like ideal client that we're kind of looking for, an ideal maybe referral partner too. Christine?
Yep, ideal client is just with everything going on right now, business owners are going through a lot. I'm sure they have a lot of questions. And so with our services, they're able to pick up the phone, ask any question they want, get expert advice without having to worry about the cost of legal. And so business owners and individuals and families, a lot of people now are thinking about getting their wills done. So anybody that needs to get their will done is a good referral.
Jeff?
Let's see. So I'd say entrepreneurs and business owners that are frustrated, stressed out, kind of burnt out. Their business is either flatlined or suffering. Those are the people I help the most. I mean, I can make the biggest difference on their health and their business and their life. Hey, there's Kevin.
Kevin, you want to introduce yourself and ideal referral?
Name's Kevin Thomas. Financial consultant. Work with people basically to help them reach financial goals and just financial education on just understanding what's going on with the economy, markets, and different laws and rules that kind of govern that. Ideal referral is, well, I guess the ideal referral from a client standpoint would be people who have recently changed jobs and they're looking to consolidate their 401ks. I know there's people that have like 1, 2, 3, 401ks at different companies. And so that dynamic, or people that just have questions about investing and they have money saved and they've seen the market run up and they've seen it drop and run up and they're like, how to wanted to get in on that and didn't know how to get in on that. So they feel like they missed out and just how to take advantage of opportunities investing. That's basically ideal referral.
I don't know if it's only happening on my end. Are we getting a bad connection?
Yep.
I'm pretty good.
You good? Okay. So, and then for me, ideal referral is still the market. Feel free to reach out. Love to help out, and then attorneys. So if you're a bankruptcy attorney or something like that, or you know someone that's a bankruptcy attorney, would love to talk to them. Kevin, do you want to just jump into it and kind of give us a little insight into the financial sector and kind of what you do?
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep it short from a standpoint, just keep it simple. First thing I want to do is actually just give a little bit of a market update. Market is actually down today. It's been kind of running up. It's been up and down. There's been different economic perspectives on how the recovery is going to be. There's a lot of questions I've gotten about, hey, I see the market going up, but then I see there's, unemployment is at 13%. I see all these different things going on. How is the market going up the way it's going up? So the market is forward looking. It trades in the short term. It trades on emotion and headlines. In the long term, that's where the logic and numbers and math comes in. So if you noticed in February, before there was even a lockdown, before there was any unemployment numbers, unemployment was 4% in March. Yet it was tanking. The market was tanking because the market was trading on forward news. It wasn't trading on what is going on currently. So now the market, when the market started to go up, it's trading on forward news that, hey, they're shut down. Things were shut down in April, but it looks like it's not as deadly as they thought it was initially. And then it's like, okay, that now there's a lot of cases, but we're going to be able to reopen. And on the news of potential reopening at the end of April, that's when the market really started to run up towards the end of April. So now one of the things that caused the market to really jump up even this past week was that the unemployment numbers were revised and unemployment actually went down in June. And then there's a lot of kind of, depending on who you talk to, how the data was, there's some people that left the unemployment pool. So they stopped looking for work. So they were discounted from the numbers. I'm not going to get into that because that gets very complicated. But the bottom line is, from a number standpoint and a news standpoint, the news is positive. So the market is trading on positive news. So the one thing I wanted to share, just to kind of, again, from a simplicity standpoint, it's a tool called Easy Financial Calculator. And I am going to share my screen really just to share that tool and then go over a use of it. And then that's pretty much my presentation for the most part. Okay. So can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the tool right here. If you could see it, again, it's a free tool. There's so many different tools on it. It's not even just about investing. Auto loan calculator, auto lease calculator, credit card payoff calculator. There's another tool which is separate from investing, but it's something I do for my clients because I try to do overall general financial planning, not just investing, not just debt, but insurance. Talk to them about how taxes affects them. I'm not a tax planner, but taxes is a part of investing and a part of your finances. So I try to do a kind of complete picture for people. But it's this tool called the Debt Snowball Calculator called Undebt.it. It's free tool. You can plug in your information there, but it shows you how to pay off your debt at a faster method. I'm not going to go into it too much more, but I just want to share that tool. So this, going back to these calculators, commercial loan calculator, home affordability, it's a ton of different calculators, stock calculators. The one thing I'm going to share just from a retirement planning standpoint, because that's a lot of what I do with people, especially with 401ks. So basically, this just shows a 7% rate of return, retirement at age 65, $1,000 monthly saving. So not many people can save $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. I mean, that's probably, for most people, that's probably closer to 20% of their doing a 20% contribution on their 401k. But somebody doing $500 a month and starting at age 25, that's 1.19 million as far as based on an average rate of return. But the other thing is, the longer you have your money invested, the better you have a chance for compound interest. So, and compound interest is literally just interest earning interest. You put your money in the bank, you put $100 in the bank at 10% interest, which, I mean, doesn't happen. It happened back in the 60s, but doesn't happen today. But again, just to keep the number simple. And then now at the end of the year, you have $110. Compound interest is now in year 2, you're going into year 2 with $110 and a 10% interest. So now it's not 10% on $100, it's 10% on $110. So that's essentially what compound interest is. So now you have 10% of 110 is 11. So now you have $121. So every year your interest is earning interest, and that is what compound interest is. And in the, over like 2-3 years, you don't really notice it, but at, year 20, year 25, year 30, you really notice a huge difference with compound interest. So if you're able to average, say, an 8% rate of return on your investments, again, past performance is not a guarantee of future results, and I'm not going to go over specific investments here. I'll put my phone number at the end, text message, or you can reach me on LinkedIn. Just look up Kevin Thomas on LinkedIn and DM me there. But basically, saving to 65 is 1.5 million. So that 1% rate of return gave you about an extra $400,000 extra in retirement. One other thing I want to point out, like I said, with compound interest, it takes time. So you see, if we're putting the retirement age at 65 and you're starting at age 50, that's obviously a lot less than 1.5 million. Again, the longer you allow your money to invest and grow, the more compound interest works for you. Just kind of like a force. It takes time. It takes time for compound interest to really pan out. For the most part, that is my presentation. Just wanted to kind of go over essentially, why the markets kind of ran up the way they did. Now, one thing I want to say, just kind of a word of caution on investing. Obviously, consider risks, consider your goals, consider the money invested, chance of loss. There is a chance of loss, especially if you're investing in the short term and you're trying to kind of game the market. When you become a long-term investor, your probability of positive gains increases like exponentially. And basically, when I say probability of potential gains, essentially the chance that you're going to put $1 in and get $2 back is like 90% chance after about 10 years. So that's why most times when you're investing, having a longer time horizon is going to help you accomplish your goals better. And then, wrapping up with this calculator, it's just a simple tool. Just wanted to share. There's a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there that are always looking for information. So I just wanted that they can have this. And if there's people that are not full do-it-yourselfers and they like help on some of these things and education on what's going on, I think Vinny will allow me to put my cell phone number up, and you can reach me, Kevin Thomas, on LinkedIn. Have more of my financial profile there specifically. But yeah.
Guys, any feedback you have on Kevin?
Kevin, what's the name of that website again?
So you just Google easy, just the letters E and Z, financial calculators.
Okay. Thank you.
And so, and then the last thing is, when it comes to Social Security, actually, I do want to share one last thing, and it's really just for, again, education. Because usually when people say Social Security, and there's the sad thing is there's more misinformation out there. The problem with the internet, anybody could put anything up there, so there's more misinformation than accurate information. Really just wanted to share one little piece. It's from the Social Security Trustees website. There, find it. Cool. Okay. Can I do one more share real quick, Minnie? So this is the Social Security's every year the Social Security department does a report to Congress, and they do a trustees report. So and this is for people who really maybe haven't saved as much as they would like to save for retirement, maybe feeling a little bit behind the curve. However, if they are either an employee, they've been paying their FICA taxes for the past 20, 30 years, and maybe they feel like they're a little bit behind. Social Security will be there. It will just be a lot smaller than what it is for the generations today. Now, Social Security obviously is not going to provide you a good life. It will probably just help you eat at like 65, 70. If you feel like you're unable to work, you'll at least be able to maybe get food. But it is going to be a huge asset for a lot of people because a lot of people haven't saved enough. So all I want to share was literally just this, where it says old age, OSAI, old age survivors insurance and disability insurance trust fund reserves have projection depletion date of 2035. Same as in last year's report, continuing tax income will be sufficient to pay 79% of scheduled benefits after the depletion of the reserves of scheduled benefits in 2035 and 73% by 2094. So what that essentially means in layman's terms is it's going to be there, but for every dollar that's going to be actually owed, they're only going to be able to pay about 70 cents. Well, it says 73%, so 73 cents. And obviously that's a decreasing amount over time. If I'm going over this with somebody, I just say, hey, 70% of what's actually owed to you is going to be paid to you, so you can count that. I know I don't count it as a part of my own retirement planning, and most people don't. But if somebody hasn't saved enough, just know that, hey, it will be there, but it's just going to be a lot less. All right, that's it.
Cool.
All right. Any feedback now? We got one little thing from someone on Facebook. Awesome and clear and easy to understand. So positive feedback right there, Kevin. Anyone else have anything to say?
So is now a good time to invest in the stock market?
It's always a good time to invest. It was a good time to invest when the market was dropping. Again, it's not the time to invest. It's your time horizon for investing. It's when do you need the money back? Because if you would have invested in 2007 when the market was crashing in the Great Recession, you still ended up with a positive return if you held it till 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're investing for retirement, then there's always a good time. If you're trying to make a quick buck, then it's like Vegas, and I'm not good at Vegas. Maybe some people might be. I'm not like craps.
Yeah.
And so I've never been a good craps player, so I can't answer that question. Somebody is like, well, I'm just trying to flip some money. It's like, I don't know, go get some t-shirts and sell some t-shirts, because it's not good to try to flip money in the market. Get yourself hurt. So,
Hey, can you put in the our chat basically the links, Kevin?
You said what?
Can you put the two links in our chat?
Yeah, this link.
And then what I'll do is I'll share it out to the comment section. So if someone's watching, look on this platform.
This right here, the Easy Financial Calculator, and then that trustees report.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, that trustees report is really long, and so I've looked at it quite a bit of time, so I know where to find it. It's really like dry and boring with information. I wish they don't have like page separate numbers to put up where I just kind of highlighted and showed it. Just know it's probably like 2/3 the way down on that report. Pulling it up and they want to kind of read it for themselves and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, disclaimer, that was not a recommendation to invest or a recommendation for an investment. I didn't put any ticker symbols up or anything So yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah, so for everyone watching, to be fully transparent, I mean, Kevin, even to relay stuff, because there's so many guidelines that he has to follow in his industry. And I mean, a lot of people watching, there's probably guidelines you have to follow in your industry and be very careful about. So yeah, that's definitely for one thing. Gotta abide. Dude says, right? All right. Any other feedback? Alton, Christine, Jeff?
That was great. Thank you. Great information.
Yeah, I was gonna pretty much just say the same thing, Kevin. Thank you so much, for that information. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
It's good having those easy check-in things for people to look at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely use that tool. So, mainly that one, man. I really appreciate that one for sure.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad it could help out. Glad it could help out.
Put them in the comment section. So whatever platform you're watching, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, whatever platform you're watching on, they'll be in the comment section.
Cool.
Share the link and then also copy and paste the part you highlighted. Okay. Well, yeah, Kevin, if you want to go into the Facebook after this, and then just put your information there too.
Okay. Yeah, just put I'll put my phone number.
Okay.
And name and phone number, and then they could, if they're on LinkedIn, a lot of my profile information, company background, licenses, degree, whatever, is all on LinkedIn. So.
All right, so yeah, no, Kevin, I thought that was great. I think those two platforms would be fantastic. I mean, it's always nice, I think, to have a PowerPoint. Yet, it was, I think, nice having those two platforms.
Yeah, no,
easily
definitely. I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to get into PowerPoint because of the compliance.
To know who you are.
You said what?
No, exactly. That's, yeah, I mean, no, exactly. With the PowerPoint, I know you can't do that. It'd be kind of tough. And it's kind of like that line right there you have.
Yeah.
And in every other presentation you've had the ability to leverage your children. You know what I mean? The cuteness of them. So that might be something that could have maybe got you a couple more calls. But I think with information,
still, my son's brushing his teeth, so I could take him to daycare. I was like, "Wake up, you gotta brush your teeth."
Well, let's go around. I mean, we already did kind of an ideal referral. Let's go around. If let's say someone wasn't, maybe they already started the process, they aren't working with you, they're maybe working with another person in your profession. What's some advice that they should give, or a question they might need to ask someone that they're working with? Like, let's say if they're going to talk to an escrow officer, what's a question that they should probably have? Is it, hey, do I do notaries here? Do I do this? Whatever it might be for each of your professions. You understand the question? Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say, hold on.
Oh, okay. Yes, Christine, you want to jump first?
Yes. So anybody that's looking to work with attorneys, what makes us different is that with us, you can pick up the phone and call the attorney, whether it's regarding your business, you have business plans, or individual and family plans. And if you're looking to take wills, for instance, you're looking to get your will done, you want to make sure that one, what's the upfront cost? Are you going to be able to update it regularly? So with us, you can actually update your will every year. It includes you and your spouse or significant other, and that's all included in the monthly membership. And so just ask some questions if you're going to get your will done, as far as the cost of it, how often can you update it, and if something happens, where is your family able to go and get a copy of your will?
Jeff, what about yourself?
For me, I guess if you're working with a coach, I would suggest two things. So one is most of the time when people work with coach, they have some sort of breakthrough with them, and then it's just like a flat line. So if you're not getting consistent results with your coach, right? Don't feel guilty like you have to stay with that coach. I really would ask them to up their game, like really force your coach to up their game of what they're doing so that you're actually getting the results that you want regularly. not just because it gets tough in traditional coaching. It's a lot about the experience and getting to know you and kind of asking all sorts of questions. But if you're not actually getting results, it's like, why are you paying for that consistently? You know, pay them for a result to get to a certain goal, and then pick a new goal and pay them to get to that goal. And I think that's one of the miss things that people get when they hire a coach. So always have a coach based off results, not based off of past results.
How,
He may have frozen. Oh no, okay.
There you are.
I'm
Benny,
sorry.
say it again.
Did you ask?
yeah, Jeff. So
Alton,
how long do you give a coach to provide results?
I would say within 90 days, you should easily have results. I mean, it should probably be closer to 60, but 90 is pretty fair. I mean, that's enough time to get to know each other. If you have past relationships, it should be within 30 days. You know, I mean, with that coach. If you don't have past relationships with that coach, then it probably takes a good 90 days to build the understanding of the business and the goals and all sorts of things. But if they're focused on the same industry that you're working in, like if their niche is your industry, within 30 days, you should be getting results. I mean, this is not rocket science.
For myself, in the real estate field, if you're working with a planner, working with a realtor, I mean, anywhere, look at their track record, not necessarily their brokerage's track record, their team's track record, their track record. I mean, that's one of the easiest things to sway for a lot of people is to say, well, our team or we've done this. What have you done? I mean, that's, I think, the biggest thing is figuring out what they've done and what they're going to do for you. I mean, if they are new and you're aware that they're new, I mean, what are they going to do for you? There's some great new agents out there that are learning the job, but their hustle is going to outdo some people's knowledge base. So know exactly what they're going to do and not what they've done compared to what their team, quote unquote. Kevin, what about yourself?
Questions would be understanding what your fees are. It's always definitely as a part of an initial conversation with working with somebody, you should know what your fees are when you're investing. And also know, like, okay, have you gone through a risk profile questionnaire, and does your risk match the investment that risk tolerance match the thing that you're investing in? Because if somebody is like, they can't really stomach that massive drop, they shouldn't be invested in something super, super aggressive, even if it provides a great rate of return, because then that's part of the staying the course aspect. If you don't stay the course, it's kind of like getting into a marathon and not being in shape for the marathon. If you get into investing and you're not matched up to what's going to be a good fit for you emotionally as a part of investing, you won't stay the course, and you will pull out at the worst time, and you will cause yourself to be in a worse position than had you just invested in the lower risk investment. So understanding what fee you're investing in and making sure whatever you're investing in matches your risk tolerance. And doing reviews. I mean, you should be in touch at least once a year with your person you're working with, even if some people don't like talking about it a lot, but they should be calling you. So even if you don't sit down and do a full-on review quarterly, some people they're not into it like that, but at least they should be calling you at least once a year. If they're not, then you should probably find somebody else.
What about you, Alton?
I'm guessing the question kind of really means, like, in regards to escrow. What are some of the questions? I'm guessing buyers, sellers, agents should ask. So I'll just kind of relate it more to maybe newer agents. Some of the questions they should ask is pretty much like, if what they ask me is like, how does the escrow process work? And you know, I'm pretty much just explaining to them, you know, we're just basically a neutral third party to, you know, all buyers and sellers, and you know, basically in a, you know, in a escrow transaction, in a real estate transaction. And some of the duties that an escrow officer does is pretty much manages and funds documents in accordance with instructions. You know, pay all the bills, and authorize all the bills, responds to requests from the principals, and closes escrow only when all terms and conditions have been met. And you know, some of the questions they ask, how long is an escrow? You know, usually it's about 30 to 45 days. Just pretty much general questions like that, and you know, just to let you know, assure them that we're independent and we're licensed and bonded. Just pretty basic information like that.
Well, thank you, everyone. If you guys have any questions for anyone on the panel, feel free to reach out. If you're looking to join this platform, feel free to reach out to any of us. Follow us. We do this every Tuesday at 7:30. Any last parting words anyone wants to throw out?
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.